Christian is not my religious beliefs. It's not Christianity. That's not the truth.
On February 5th, 2025, an event promised to be a powerful gathering of faith, a moment where believers from across the country came together to celebrate their shared devotion, hear inspiring messages, and experience unity. The air was filled with excitement and anticipation as attendees filled the venue, eager to receive guidance, encouragement, and hope. But that night, what unfolded was far from the ordinary. The unexpected confrontation, Pastor Gino Jennings, known for his direct and unapologetic preaching style, had always been a vocal advocate for integrity in ministry. He had built a reputation for speaking passionately about faith, calling out practices he believed strayed from the heart of the gospel. That evening, Jennings was set to deliver a sermon, but what happened next caught everyone off guard. Across the stage, Pastor Keion Henderson, a figure admired by many for his modern approach to ministry, was seated. Known for his dynamic style, expansive outreach, and focus on prosperity as a reflection of God's blessings, Henderson had built a ministry that reached millions. Supporters praised his ability to connect with younger generations and make faith relevant in a contemporary world. Without any prelude, Jennings stepped forward, microphone in hand, his expression serious yet composed. The room fell silent as he began speaking, addressing Henderson directly. It was clear that this was not a casual conversation. It was a deliberate moment, charged with intensity and purpose. A clash of visions, Jennings spoke about what he saw as the true calling of a pastor: service, sacrifice, and a commitment to spreading God's word without personal gain. He described a vision of ministry rooted in humility, where the focus remained on helping others and nurturing faith rather than accumulating wealth or fame. The words were measured but firm, cutting through the excitement in the room and replacing it with a contemplative tension. Henderson listened quietly, his posture calm but deliberate. When it was his turn, he rose slowly and addressed Jennings with respect, emphasizing that his own ministry was guided by a different vision. He spoke about the importance of embracing the modern world to reach people where they are, highlighting how success could be used as a tool to expand outreach and positively impact lives. His tone was steady, controlled, and confident, demonstrating a deep awareness of the responsibility he carried. A moment of reflection. The audience was captivated. They were witnessing more than just a disagreement. They were witnessing a conversation that highlighted two contrasting philosophies of faith leadership. One pastor emphasized traditional principles of service and modesty, while the other presented a perspective that integrated modern success with spiritual growth. Both viewpoints carried weight, and the room felt the energy of thoughtful examination, as though each person in attendance was being asked to consider what faith meant to them in today's world. Henderson posed questions to the audience, encouraging them to reflect on their own experiences with his ministry. He reminded them that faith could coexist with prosperity, arguing that God's blessings could manifest in many forms and that the measure of a pastor's success could not be reduced solely to financial gain. Some nodded in agreement, appreciating his transparency and reasoning, while others remained contemplative, considering the implications of his words. Balancing accountability and vision, Jennings did not waver. He acknowledged Henderson's perspective, but maintained that the essence of ministry should be rooted in service and humility, not the accumulation of wealth or the spectacle of influence. He spoke about the importance of accountability and the ethical responsibility of leaders to ensure that the resources entrusted to them are used for the betterment of the community and the spread of faith. His words encouraged reflection on the balance between personal success and spiritual integrity. Henderson responded thoughtfully, emphasizing that his approach was not about self-promotion. but about expanding reach and enabling more people to experience hope, healing, and spiritual growth. He acknowledged the complexity of managing resources and organizing large-scale events, but argued that such efforts were necessary to maximize the ministry's impact. The exchange remained measured, focused on ideas rather than personal attacks, creating a dialogue that was both intense and enlightening. Engaging the audience. As the conversation unfolded, the audience became part of the discussion. Murmurs and whispers grew, not out of chaos, but out of reflection. People debated internally and with neighbours, considering the merits of each approach to ministry. Some admired Henderson's ability to engage with the modern world, while others resonated with Jennings' insistence on humility and careful stewardship. The event transformed from a standard gathering into an interactive moment of contemplation, prompting attendees to examine their own faith and the ways in which they measure spiritual leadership. A former member of Henderson's congregation spoke up, offering perspective on transparency and the responsibilities of ministry leaders. The comment was met with thoughtful consideration from both pastors, reinforcing the idea that accountability, dialogue, and reflection were critical components of a healthy spiritual community. The moment highlighted that ministry, while deeply personal, always exists within a larger context where leaders and followers alike navigate the tension between vision, practice, and ethics. A respectful exchange. Throughout the evening, Jennings and Henderson maintained a tone of respect despite the intensity of their disagreement. Jennings emphasized the timeless values of service, humility, and integrity, while Henderson highlighted the opportunities presented by innovation, outreach, and modern engagement. Both men, in their own ways, demonstrated a commitment to their faith and a desire to positively impact the lives of others. The exchange ultimately became a teaching moment for the audience. It wasn't about winning or losing. It was about understanding that faith can take many forms and that leaders can approach their calling in diverse ways. It encouraged attendees to critically evaluate their own beliefs, question assumptions, and seek a deeper understanding of what it means to live a life guided by spiritual principles. Unity through dialogue. Despite the tension, the gathering ended on a note of mutual respect. Both pastors, while holding differing viewpoints, demonstrated that constructive dialogue is possible even in moments of disagreement. Their interaction became a model for how faith communities can address difficult topics with honesty, empathy, and integrity. Attendees left with a renewed appreciation for the complexity of spiritual leadership. They saw that faith could be expressed in many ways, that disagreements need not lead to division, and that honest conversations could strengthen the bonds of community rather than weaken them. The event underscored that true leadership requires courage, clarity, and a willingness to engage with perspectives different from one's own. Lasting impact. As news of the event spread, conversations continued online and in local congregations. Clips and summaries circulated, sparking debates, discussions, and reflections on leadership, ethics, and the evolution of ministry in modern society. The impact of that night extended far beyond the walls of the venue, prompting broader consideration of how faith can adapt to the changing world while remaining true to its core principles. Both pastors, in the end, were seen not just as individuals, but as representatives of broader ideas. Jennings embodied the timeless values of humility, service, and careful stewardship. Henderson represented innovation, modern engagement, and the integration of success with spiritual purpose. Together, they demonstrated that faith communities could accommodate diverse approaches, as long as the underlying mission, to serve, uplift, and inspire, remains intact. A historic moment. February 5th, 2025, will be remembered not just as a gathering of faith, but as a historic moment of dialogue, reflection, and learning. It was a reminder that faith is dynamic, that leadership comes with responsibility, and that meaningful conversations, even when challenging, can illuminate paths toward understanding, growth, and unity. Attendees left with more questions than answers, but that was part of the power of the event. They had witnessed a real conversation between two leaders who cared deeply about their calling, who were unafraid to speak their truths, and who encouraged others to reflect critically on their own beliefs. In doing so, the night became not just a gathering, but a turning point, a moment when faith, leadership, and thoughtful discourse converged in a way that left a lasting impression on everyone present.